Welcome to the deep dive. Let's jump right into something I know a lot of us think about, especially parents. How do you help young people find a path that's, exciting for them, something they're passionate about, but also, well, pays the bills? It feels like a constant balancing act, doesn't it? Especially now with all these non-traditional jobs popping up everywhere, content creators, game devs.
It's a really, really big question. And you just have to think back maybe a generation or two. The landscape felt so much clearer then, or maybe just simpler.
Simpler, yeah.
Parents, understandably, often pushed for those stable careers, you
Right.
know, doctor, lawyer, engineer. It came from a good place wanting security for their kids.
Absolutely. That's solid foundation.
Yeah.
But like you said now, if a kid says, my passion is YouTube, or I want to design video games, parents can feel, well, a bit lost, uncharted territory.
Oh, right.
So the big thing we want to dig into today is, can that spark, that real passion, actually lead to a job that pays, a fulfilling career, and a decent income? Is it really in either?
No, I really don't think it has to be. But maybe first, let's just clarify what we mean. Passion, what is that really in this context?
Good point.
We're talking about the stuff that just lights someone up, right? Things they find absorbing, creative, activities that give them energy. It's that state of flow psychologists talk about.
Oh, yeah, flow, where you just lose track of time completely.
Exactly. You're just in it.
Okay, so that's passion, and then the paycheck side.
Right. The paycheck. That's, pretty straightforward. It's about financial security, stability, being employable, being able to support yourself with the work you do.
Sure.
But for so long, there's been this idea almost baked in that you kind of have to trade one for the other.
Right. You pick passion or paycheck.
Yeah, follow your heart and maybe struggle financially or get the secure job, even if it doesn't, really excite you deep down. We need to question if there's another way.
That tension is so real, isn't it? Choosing the money feels like selling out sometimes. But just chasing a dream with no plan feels kind of irresponsible.
Exactly.
So why is getting this balance right so crucial for parents, right now? What happens if it goes wrong?
Well, the stakes are actually pretty high. If kids feel forced into jobs that just don't click with them, their motivation can just plummet.
Yeah, I can see that.
And, sadly, that can sometimes lead to bigger issues,
Right.
anxiety, mental health struggles, even burnout. And we're seeing burnout younger and younger these days. That's a huge emotional cost.
Definitely. Nobody wants that for their child.
Yeah.
But, okay, flip side. What if parents lean too hard the other way? Just pure passion, no thought about practicalities.
That's got its own risks, too. Without some grounding in reality, how that passion could actually, work as a career, they might just hit a wall later. Disappointment, maybe financial instability. So the parent's role isn't really about control, is it? It's more about giving them the tools, the perspective to figure it out themselves.
Being a guide, not a dictator. Okay, that makes sense. So let's get practical. Where do parents even begin? Step one.
Step one, I'd say, is all about encouraging self-discovery. Just watch them. What do they do when nobody's telling them what to do? What holds their attention, naturally?
Observing those intrinsic interests.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there specific questions that help?
Yeah, definitely. But keep them open-ended. Things like, what makes you totally lose track of time? Or think about school projects, which ones were actually kind of fun? Or even just, what stuff do you love talking about for hours?
Okay.
And this is important. Try not to dismiss interests just because they seem, unconventional.
Like the gamer kid example you brought up earlier. Easy to write off.
Exactly. That kid's spending hours gaming. Maybe they're building amazing problem-solving skills or strategic thinking or teamwork.
Never thought of it that way.
Or maybe they're fascinated by the design, the mechanics. That could point towards, development, quality assurance, esports coaching, community management. You got to look under the surface.
Right. Look deeper. Okay. So they maybe identified a spark, an interest. What's next? You mentioned the financial reality piece.
Yeah. Step 2 is gently introducing that practical side. How do you talk about money without, killing the dream?
Tricky balance.
It is. Frame it as, let's figure out how this works in the real world. Get them researching, who's already doing this thing you love? What does success look like for them?
Okay.
How do they actually make money doing it? Get them thinking about the business of it, even if it's a creative field.
Makes sense. Thinking like an entrepreneur almost.
Yeah.
What kinds of ways do people make money from passions these days.
Yeah.
It's not always straightforward.
It's really diverse now. That's step 3. Really expose them to the options. For someone making online content, it could be ads, yeah, but also sponsorships, maybe selling courses or merch or having a paid community.
Right.
For an artist, it could be commissions, selling prints, maybe licensing their designs, teaching workshops, Showing them these different income streams makes it seem less like a pipe dream and more like, okay, there are actual paths here.
So understanding the models.
Yeah.
Then what? How do they get a real feel for it?
That's where hands-on experience comes in. Suggest things like, could they shadow someone for a day? Even just for a few hours, in that field they're curious about.
Oh, like an informational interview, but more immersive.
Sort of. Or maybe there's a weekend workshop or an online boot camp they could try. Even volunteering somewhere related. Just get them a taste of the day-to-day.
And online learning counts, too, right? There's so much out there.
Oh, absolutely. Coursera, Skillshare, YouTube tutorials. Massive resources. And crucially, part of this exposure is letting them try things and maybe not succeed immediately. Creating a space where it's okay to fail.
Safe failure, yeah. Learning what doesn't work is just as valuable sometimes.
Totally. It helps them adjust, refine their ideas. It's all part of the process.
Okay, so self-discovery, financial reality check, exposure to options. Now, you mentioned something earlier that really struck me. Parents modeling this balance themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
Step 4. This one's subtle, but wow, it's powerful. Kids watch everything. Their parents' relationship with work, it sinks in deep. Well, if a parent is constantly negative about their job, complaining about Mondays, just seems unfulfilled, that sends a message, even if it's unspoken.
Even if the parent has a quote-unquote good job.
Especially then, maybe? It suggests work is just a grind you endure for the paycheck. But if parents can show, some satisfaction, maybe talk about challenges they overcame or projects they found interesting, it demonstrates that responsibility and, maybe even passion or purpose can coexist within a career. It models that balance we're talking about.
That's a really profound point. It's not just about the kid's path, but yours too. Do you have any real-life stories where this worked out?
I do, yeah. I remember hearing about a teenager really into fashion design, sketching all the time. Parents were supportive, but, worried, how do you make a living doing that?
It's a classic question.
Right. But she started an Instagram page showcasing her designs, got some attention. Then she started taking small custom orders locally, slowly built it up, started making actual money, and seeing her hustle, her skill, and the fact that people were paying for it. It really shifted the parents' perspective. They saw it could be viable.
That's great. The passion met the practical.
Exactly. And another one, a client whose son was just obsessed with animation, watching cartoons, drawing characters constantly. Instead of just seeing it as screen time, they helped him find good online courses, build a portfolio. He put in the work, got really good, and actually landed an internship at an animation studio while still in school.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So the takeaway isn't stop dreaming. It's more like, okay, cool dream. Now let's figure out how to make it real, make it sustainable.
Refining the dream, not crushing it.
Right.
Love that. Okay, so if you had to boil it down, what's the core advice for parents listening who are right in the middle of this?
I'd say try to partner with your child's passion. Don't see it as the enemy of stability. See it as potential fuel. Your job is to help them explore it, but also help them build the practical skills and understanding around it. Help them make it something joyful and financially sound.
Be a partner, not just a provider or a worrier.
Okay. And what about for the young people listening? What's your message to them?
For them, absolutely chase what lights you up. Go deep. Get obsessed, but at the same time, start learning the practical stuff early. What's budgeting? How does the industry you're interested in actually work? Who are the players? What skills do you need?
Dream big, but plan smart.
Pretty much. It won't always be easy. Pursuing a passion definitely has its challenges, but linking that passion with a smart, realistic approach, that's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And rewarding.
So it really comes down to integration, doesn't it? Not passion versus paycheck, but passion and paycheck, finding where they meet.
Exactly right. Passion gives you the why, the motivation, the energy. The paycheck gives you the how, the stability, the means to keep doing it. They support each other. That's a fantastic way to frame it. Really positive outlook. So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is, how can you practically support a young person in finding that integration? Or if you are that young person, what's one small practical step you can take this week to explore both your passion and its potential path? Something to think about. Thanks so much for this deep dive today.
My pleasure. Great conversation.